Hello everybody, Genie Credit here and or Ready for Short, and today we're going to be covering the Baiken trailer for Guilty Gear Strive. There's two trailers we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering the character reveal trailer or just the character trailer, and we're going to be covering the starter guide. So they released two trailers at once. We're going to do the starter guide first. No. We're going to do the reveal trailer first, and then we're going to do the starter guide, because the reveal trailer is just like a showcase. That's all it really is, a showcase. And then the starter guide is like where everything, they show the specials, not the normals, just the specials. So I want to do the showcase first, because we can just piece some things like her general, we can get a better view of like her buttons and her emotion and stuff like that. So we're going to do that first. As always, I'm going into this motion that you've already seen, both of these, so I'll link them in the description below so you can go check them out before you watch this, because they will be pausing and stopping, but we will be watching them all the way through. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the Baiken analysis. So let's make sure this is muted first before we start that, and we can go with it. So this is the character trailer for Baiken. So I'm low-key gonna skip like the first 30 seconds. I mean, I said we're gonna watch all the way through, so we watch all the way through, but they revealed Baiken for Guilty Gear Strive. I made a video about this before, about 2 days ago. I made a video about this, like how Arxis did a good job just like representing who she is as a character and stuff like that. But they fully released her. They fully released Baiken, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, if you can't hear her theme because I muted it, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Her theme is pretty good, and I like her character art too and all that good stuff. So now they're gonna show us like her intro and like what she does in her game, right? So this is where, for the most part, like before we get into it, she mostly looks the same, but there's like a couple of key differences. But it low-key looked like she was built for Strive, weirdly enough. So we got this right here. So as you can see right here, she still has the Tamagaishi. So Tamagaishi is like one of Baiken's most iconic moves. She has it in almost every version of Guilty Gear she in. I believe every version of Guilty Gear that she in, Baiken has the Tamagaishi. It's like her most iconic move. People was like, oh, they're probably going to take it out, but I knew they was going to take out Tamagaishi. But as you can see right here, you see Baiken comboing into Tamagaishi right here. In this part of the video, see her combo. I said combo, and she just doing it, but you see that she still has her 2S. Her 2S is a really good button. It's a really good poke, and it seems still has that, and she still has Kabari, which is like her hook shot thing, right? But Kabari has another trait that you'll probably see later in the trailer. You see, Sakamigashi still has the same portion, same properties, like it can block projectiles and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie, like in this game compared to Exit, Takamagashi looks like a bit stronger, to be completely honest. I don't know why, and that's like mad active. That's the first thing I noticed when I seen Takamagashi in this trailer. It's mad active. Like it blasts projectile and it hits me. Like it's mad active, and she can come off of a raw hit, because that wasn't a counter hit. That was not a counter hit. Like that was a regular hit. That was no counter hit. She floated for so long, and she got that combo off her like that. Right, and you can see a little bit of her parry. So thing about Baiken that they did in this version of the game, they didn't give her regular parry. So if you wanted the regular parry with Baiken like an Exit, you would have to press slash and heavy slash, and she would have 4 different follow-ups depending on if she was on the ground or the air, and each follow-up was different depending on where she was at on the screen. But they took that out. She doesn't have that anymore. So instead she has Hiragi. Hiragi is what they call it, and it's for P in this game, and it acts as a parry. It's a counter. So with that move, she either does 2 things, and it only counters, if I'm sure about it, we're going to see inside the starter guide, but it only parries physical attacks. It doesn't parry throws, and it doesn't parry projectiles. And depending on the range, she either does like a slam that does a lot of damage, so she command grabs you and it does like a lot of damage from the parry, right? I believe it's a command grab, but she grabs you and it does a lot of damage from the parry. Or she just deflects the attack, like you see she does Nago right here, depending on the range, right? She doesn't grab him because he wasn't in the range, right? And it just deflects him. It gives him like the guard crush animation. So yeah, that's her new counter for this game, right? You see her old classic taunt, and I'm pretty sure this is her outro, which is sick. It's really good animation, just really good animation in general. And then here we see her have Suzurihan. So Suzurihan is her aerial DP. That's what it was in Exit. I'm pretty sure in Plus R2 there was her aerial DP. So in this game they changed the motion, which I'm a big fan of. They changed the motion to a simple quarter circle forward motion, and it's her air DP. So I'm pretty sure Baiken can only use Hiragi in the air. So they changed the quarter circle forward. So what is similar to, you're going to see in I'm going to bring this back up when we're watching the starter guide, but yeah, so like this is her, like her instant overhead. This is how you would get mixed up with her on the ground. Baiken had this, so if you wanted to like mix people up in Exit, you would do TK Yuzansen, and TK basically means tiger knee, and what I believe it means is like you instantly throw it off the ground. So like it was an instant overhead. So they had to guess. They had to guess high or low. If Baiken was going to go high or low after certain moves of her pressure. So they gave her that again in this game. So she still has that. And instead of giving it a DP motion, they should till a quarter circle motion, which is very, very beneficial. And I'll get into those reasons later. But you can see I do Yuzansen here. But Yuzansen restands the opponent. So it doesn't knock them down. It restands him. You see her do Yuzansen right here, and he gets it back on his feet. And not only did she do a clean hit Yuzansen and he's back on his feet, he's able to guard again after she does Yuzansen. So even if you do get Yuzansen, I think the only way you can follow off it like really is either A, off an air combo, or B, off a RC. So like even though it is an instant overhead, you're probably gonna have to spend resource or do something preemptively to get like a combo onto corner carry or something like that. But it seems like since it is on hit, I'm gonna guess it is plus on hit, so you can get like another mix up off it like that. So you can either spend resource to get like your carry or your damage, or you can use it for like mix ups and assert more pressure. So Yuzansen seems pretty good. Yuzansen seems pretty good. You can see her her O2D right here, right? Her 2D 2 hitting 2D, always good, always good. And you can see her 5K right here. She still has a 5K. Love that move. I hope it's as good as it was in previous games. 2K is a really good move for Baiken. And her 2 hitting 2D right there, so pretty good. I'm pretty sure out of everybody in the cast, is she the only character for 2 hitting 2D? I don't think Nago's is 2 hitting. Anji's is a 2 hitting. Ino's is a 2 hitting. Soul is a 2 hitting. Mei is a 2 hitting. Axel's isn't. She may be the only character with a 2 hitting 2D in the game. Probably. More than likely, yeah. I think she's the only character with a 2 hitting 2D in the game. But right there, that's also what I want to talk about. To this right here, right? They talk about this in the starter guide, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what this is. So with her Kabari, right? She also doesn't have her basically Baiken had a motion that was half circle back K, and I forgot what it was called. But when she did have circle back K, she had the 4 follow-ups she would get off a ground counter hit, like I talked about before. But she doesn't have that in this game, so they only gave her one of those follow-ups, and you have to use it off a H heavy slash version of Kabari. And basically it's her heavy slash follow-up that was in her previous games, that was in Exert. It was her heavy slash follow-up, and she does it here. She does it right there. Let's run it back. So she's prepping to do it right here. You see the animation. It's her heavy slash version of her of the state she leads when she does the 4 circle back K move, or when she does her ground counter heavy slash, right? Just her heavy slash follow-up of the move. But when she hits Kai on block, so when Kai blocks this, she gets put in a guard crush animation, which is okay, like not good for her, right? So like that seems like the thing. Like you don't want to just be throwing out, you just don't want to be holding heavy slash when you do heavy slash Kabara. You actually want to be hit confirming, or you want to be looking out to see what your opponent's doing on defense. So like you can't just be doing this willy-nilly, because this looks like she's negative. Like right here, she looks like she's pretty negative, and Kai can like attack her. So I'm pretty sure you want to be careful when drawing that move. And this is right here is the new mechanic, right? This is the new mechanic that Baiken has for Shrive, right? So as you see right here, when Baiken either A hits the opponent with S Kabari slash Kabari, because in this game Kabari has two buttons to initiate it. You could do slash or heavy slash. So when Baiken does slash Kabari in this game, what happens is she tethers a string to the opponent, and another way she can tether the string is she does grab. So S Kabari or grab tethers a string to the opponent. So, and with the string to the opponent, you already see in a moment, it tethers them to a certain length, and it has like a velocity engine built into the move. So the further she is from the opponent, it'd be better to show you like this. So you see how she's like tethered? She's tethered like this. So she's tethered, right? So the further she is away from the opponent, like I think the faster or the further she jumps in. But basically, why this is so good is because it sets a set distance and it gravitates Baiken back towards her opponent, which means low-key free meaties, like free meaties and free pressure. Because look at this. That's meaty tatami. I mean, she still has meaty tatami, and she can do this. And she can not only do tatami, it's not like it's only special cancelable. Because you're going to see in like the starter guide, she can do moves out of this too. So as you can see, she set up a meaty Tatami. She can do meaty buttons, and mind you, she has a two hitting 2D. So she has a 2 hitting low that she can meaty, like very Giovanna vibe-ish, like how Giovanna has meaty 2D, very Giovanna vibes. Like it's crazy, right? And then right there, you can see like her 5D up animation right there, which is pretty cool. And you can see her right here fighting Golos, and she uses her counter right here. And that's what I mean by when you're in a certain range of the counter, she does the grab or she does the reflect. But Golos was in range for the grab, so that's the grab right there. You can see the grab, right? And this is her new super that they gave her in the game. They gave her a projectile super that she used on Melia right here. Bow. And it wall breaks, which is pretty cool. The projectile super is super fast. I said super fast. It's really fast, and you're gonna see in the starter guide too. It's pretty fast. It is pretty fast. And this right here, you can see the startup of her super, and that's all you have for the Baiken character trailer, right? You see she's coming out January the 28th, and for individual DLC holders, she's coming out the 31st right here. The wielding her opponent should face her own, the faltering awakened samurai Baiken, right? But there's also another cool thing that happened with this DLC, and it's that we are getting a new stage, the Lap of Kami, that also comes out the 28th, and it also comes out individually for people on January 31st. So you can check that out and get that then. But other than that, let's hit straight into the character trailer. Okay, so we're here at the starter guide, and I realized I said character trailer instead of starter guide, and I'm sorry for that. But right now we are at the Baiken starter guide, so let's just start right here and we can get into it, right? So this is 4 minutes and goodness gracious, I forgot to mute it. So this is 4 minutes, and this is basically going over her specials. It's not going over her normals. So Baiken has a little bit of specials, but they are special in their own way, right? Actually, yeah, let's keep it sound off. Okay, right? Right here, that's what I meant by the meaty 2D after string. Boom, boom, right? And she has that, and you can see like off her string, you see what I mean by like the velocity meter, the velocity built-in engine, how she's getting combos on Melia just because she has string on her, right? So like not only does it tether Baiken, also tethers the opponent and lets her get like stuff like that, right? So there's a couple of other interesting things you can see here, and why I like this starter guide so much, because you see a bunch of her normals even though they don't cover them, right? So you still see that she has jump D, which I love jump D, right? She still has her jump D, which is really good because it looks like it covers a good amount of airspace, so it's pretty good right there. And then you jump in, that seems like a new jump K. That seems like a new jump K for her, but you see her 2 S return right there and her two heavy slash. So they still kept that, and it seems like the 2 heavy slash still has like the little bit of it still propels her forward a little bit, right? So that's really good right there. And that's a Kabari. So as Kabari, as you can tell, it is differentiated by the little bell on the end, right? So heavy slash Kabari has a claw, Kabari has a bell, and Strive. This is for Strive, right? And even on hit or block, Kabari will tether the opponent. As you can see, Melia blocked it, and she is still tethered. We can run that back one more time, right? Boom, jump D, 2S, 2 heavy slash. Melia blocks this. You can see the block animation, right? You see her block animation. She's still tethered. So that still has that feature, right? And she still has her 6K. She still has her 6K, which is really good. Really good, right? So the Tamagashi, right? So the Tamagashi is a really good projectile. Not only the fact that in this game it seems like it gives her a lot of time to confirm off hits. You see how long it flows on you right there. It also has the same properties of blocking projectiles and all that good stuff like that. But the best thing about the Tamagashi is that they gave her aerials to Tamagashi. If you ever fought aerials to Tamagashi ever with Baiken before, you know how like obnoxious that is. Because the thing about this move is not only does it have a good hitbox, and that would have been cool if it only has a good hitbox, it stays active until it hits the ground. So you see it falling, you see the Tamagashi falling when she does aerial tatami, and it hits Anji on its way down. So the hitbox doesn't stop when it comes out, it goes all the way until it hits the ground. It is a very good spacing tool, and it helps her get in a lot, right? See, and she used the meaty right there, so she still has meaty tatami. So like the Tamagashi is a really good move, so it's gonna be really good for her to like space and help her get in and stuff like that. It's really good. So this is the Kabari, and that's why you can see the bell right here. You see her use the Kabari. That's how you know it's Kabari, because it's a bell at the end, right? Kabari, right? So, and this is when they're going to tell you like on hit or on block, it puts the tether on them. And as you can see like how Baiken's walking back, after the Escabari, it puts them a set distance between Baiken and their opponent, which is low-key a double-edged sword depending on your matchup. The first thing I would think about is characters who excel at really close range and has really close range buttons. So if Baiken fails a meaty, it'll really put her in like a hurtful situation. So even though this is good for Baiken because she can set up good stuff off of it, if an opponent blocks your Escabari and you tether the opponent close, if the opponent has good close range buttons, I'm thinking opponents like low-key Anji, So, and like who else is like really close range buttons, like Leo or like May and characters like that, Melia, stuff like that. If you block the Kabari and you tether yourself to the opponent and they use a close range button because you don't melee properly, or like you're in a range of their attack where they can hit you before you can hit them, right? And now you're tethered and they hit you, that hurts her because now she can't get away and they're on you. So like, even though like this is pretty good, if you hit them, if they block it, I see this as low-key a double-edged sword. So like, be careful when tethering your opponent. Don't just do it willy-nilly. Like, be careful. Right, but you see like it has a set distance, and after a certain amount of time it detaches like that, so it's gonna hit on block. And you see like even after she's like air dashing back and jumping away, it still pours her in. So like you see like that's a velocity mechanic and stuff like that, and like the further it gets, the faster it gets and stuff like that. So you see that, you see she gets a counter hit Kabari, and since the opponent is tethered from the hit of the Kabari, she's able to get like this wonky big damage combo, right? Boom. See, the tether's pulling them in and stuff like that. So like it's good for her and it could be bad for her, right? And it tethers on grab, like I said before, it tethers on grab. And it has the same effects, right? So this is heavy stage Kabari, right? So this is what I was talking about before with how you know the difference between Escabari and heavy stage Kabari. This is a claw, right? So you can see the claw right here. Escabari had a bell, this Kabari has a claw. So that's how you know. And this Kabari doesn't put the tether on your opponent. So if you want to use Kabari without tethering your opponent, you use heavy slash Kabari. Use heavy slash Kabari because Escabari has the bell, heavy slash Kabari has the hook. So if you want to tether, if you want to use Kabari without tethering your opponent for like pressure or just attacking or like any use you want to have for Kabari without putting the bell on them, you want to go to heavy slash Kabari because that doesn't put like the tether on them. That doesn't put the tether. So that's heavy slash Kabari. And out of heavy slash Kabari, like I said before, they gave her heavy slash counter follow up like this. So you have to like hold it after that, right? Or on hit. You hold it or on hit to get it. And the longer you hold it, you were to see right here, she like you delay it the longer you hold it. So if you hold heavy slash like on whiff, you can delay the second hit of the move coming out, or it not coming out at all without holding the button, right? And you can see like she has her cross up, right? Out of the 4 quarter circle back K move, she had, if you press K out of the follow up, she would do a side swap. And they installed that in the version of Kabari heavy slash that you hold. So if you hold it, she'll still phase through her opponent. So she'll delay the attack and she'll go further, but if she's closer, she'll phase through her opponent. So they like installed those two things in one with like heavy slash Kabari. So she has 2 remnants of that move. And this is Yo Johnson, right? So this is her aerial DP I was talking about. Only could do it in the air. In Exert, it was a DP motion, so you had to do 623 in the air. If you wanted it to be instant over here, you had to do 623 in the air. There were like input shortcuts, like you could do 6 and then you could do 236 and stuff like that. That was like short input shortcuts, but it was such a toxic input. Like I hated doing TKUs on in Exert. It was so annoying to do that input. And if it was really good to learn, it wasn't like it was unoptimal because it was an instant overhit and help her open up opponents. But in this game, they changed it to a quarter circle, which I am really a fan of because it will help her a lot with doing her TK inputs. So like Milia, so Milia does TK Bad Moon, and TK Bad Moon is another reference for instant overhead. If you don't know what instant overheads are, Milia has TK Bad Moon. So to do TKs, or like how I like to do TKs, you can do a starting move. So you do slash, right? And then you buffer the jump of slash. And then when you get used to the timing, you know the jump is going to come out, then you do 236. And so the jump will buffer. So the opponent your character will jump. And then by the time you finish the 236, you will do it near the earliest frame, right? And that'll count as your instant overhead. So like doing it like that is so much easier than doing 236. It's ridiculous. But I don't know if you can do 23698 in this game or 2369. I don't know if it works. I don't think it worked for me, so I started doing whatever move I was doing, buffer 8, and then I do 2-3-6. That's the method I got used to for Strive. But I'm not sure if you can do 2-3-6, 9-8 in this game. You may be able to, but I'm not sure. And if you can, it's probably like really tight. But like those are 2 ways you can get your instant overhead if 2-3-6, 9-8 works. But I usually do the move, buffer 8, 2-3-6 to get my instant overhead. So that'll be like really easy for her to do this better in this game, right? And there's a couple things about Young Salson I want to talk about. On clean hit, it restands the opponent, like you saw in the Kai trailer. But when she does it in the air, like she did her jump S doing Yo Johnson, as you can see right there, she can combo off of it. So like I said, you need to be either a little bit preemptive with it, or you need to spin RC like she's ready to do here to get a combo. Because if she didn't spin the meter, Anji would have just got grounded again, and she would have been able to do like, I'm pretty sure it's a positive because it's at 1 hit, so she would have been able to do like 2k or something like that. But she wouldn't be able to get like the combo and the damage and the carry like that if she didn't do spin RC. So you need to do it either preemptively to get like your carry, or you need to use meter, right? And this is Hiragi right here, right? So Hiragi is her replacement for her counter. So everybody knows Baiken as the counter character, but they took away her slash heavy slash counter and they gave her Hiragi. So Hiragi, like I said before in the character trailer, is critical 4P. And depending on the range you're at, she'll either deflect the attack like this, or she'll do a whole grab. But it loses to projectiles and throws like that. So you cannot do it against throws, and you can't do it against projectiles, and it leaves her vulnerable. Low key like an Exit too, but Exit is not as much, but it leaves her vulnerable if you whiff it. So you don't want to do a nilly willy. Yeah, and it's low key short. Like the input frame for it is short, so like it's not very active, so the opponent can like bait it out. So like you have to like kind of you low key gotta read it. You have to be like, okay, like you need to be like concrete. You be like, okay, I'm pretty sure we're gonna attack here. You gotta do it. It's a commit. You gotta commit to it. Like you may be able to RC it. I'm not sure. They didn't show it in this trailer, but you may be able to. But you need to be able to commit when you do Hiragi. But that's Hiragi in this game. So that's the replacement for her counters. They gave her like a one universal counter, right? So that's cool. And this is her super. It's the first super out of 2 super she has. This is like the overturning super she has. It's in plus R in Exit. You can see it right here. You can use it as a DP to buffer through opponent's block strings and stuff like that. And it's a really cool cinematic. It looks really good and stuff like that. But this is the super that we really want to talk about. Kinju. She shoots like a ball and it hits like a firework. And the reason why this is cool, because it not only does it hit on the ground, but it hits in the air, and it explodes when it hits the opponent on hit, when it hits the opponent on block, and when it travels a certain distance, it hits the opponent. And she can do it in the air. And I'm not sure if it carries all those 3 properties in the air, but she can do it in the air. It wall breaks if it's close to the wall, like you saw she did on Milia in the character trailer. And it's pretty fast. So if you want to, you can use this as a projectile super punish, and it does a generous amount of damage. So you can use it as a combo ender. And I'm pretty sure this super is gonna be plus on block. I'm not sure how plus on block. So when I was watching this, I was like, maybe you can use this as a pressure starter. So this is pretty good, right? This super looks really good. It looks really fast, and it can whiff punish opponents. It can use as combo enders. It breaks the wall, and it does a good amount of damage. This super looks really promises. So this is a new super right here. As you can see, this is a raw hit. This is a raw hit combo. This is raw hit close slash, right? She did close slash, 2H, 2 heavy slash, and then she gets a combo, and then boom, and that breaks the wall. And that's a lot of damage, so that's pretty good, right? And then that's the end of like them showing her specials, and then you see just a little bit of Baiken gameplay. So you see her own almost returning. Right there, you see her jumping, you jump H, but I really want to talk about her crouching slash. So they gave her a crouching slash again, which looks really good. Like it looks like it came out at the frame data on it looks really good. It has a really good range like it does in the old games, and she can Gatling out of it to her 2S, and she Gatling out of it in Kabari. As you can see, Anji tried to do his Ko. He tried not Ko. I think it's Ko or so. I think it was called, but he tried to do spin, and it got beat up by Kabari. Like it's really good. So she still has like her good pressure strings and stuff like that to Kabari and then good stuff like that. So like Baiken, like I said, she looks mostly the same, but like she looks like she really fits Strive, and she has like some new stuff like that. But like she's like, they describe her as an all around it, and she is an all around character. And like she can play them ranges, like the close range, and like she can help herself get in. Like right here, you see her whiff punish with her projectile super. You see her do the counter right there. So like she can stop pressure, but like it's a bit of a commitment for her, right? So it's like she has the tools to play close to mid range. She looked like she may struggle a bit long range, especially with Hiragi not being so active. But like when she's able to get in and she's able to assert her good buttons, right, and she has like a good walk speed and she has a traditional run and all that stuff, she can like really get in and assert pressure, right? So it's like with meter and with resource, she'll be really good, and even without meter and resource, she'll be able to function really well. So she's looking like really solid. That's what I'm saying. Like so far, she just looks solid, and that's really good for her. So Baiken looks like a really solid character for Strive. She oddly fits Strive so well. So that was like the Baiken character trailer and stuff like that. That's all we got to see about her and everything. She comes out really soon. She comes out on Friday, so we're gonna be able to see like what she's really about and like how her matchup and stuff work. But I don't want to talk too much because like I pretty much got what I wanted to say. I said what I wanted to say. I got my points across. But like I'm super excited for Baiken, and I hope you are too, honestly, because she looks sick. She looks sick. All her colors are sick too. But I'm really excited for Baiken. But other than that, I'm finished up here with the Baiken character trailer. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I hope it was fun hearing me talk, and I hope you was able to discuss some stuff with me and find out some new things. So if you're interested at all, and if you want to talk to me about this, just hit me in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to reply. So as always, I hope if you like this video, hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. And until I see you guys all again, hope you all have a great day. See you.